So hello everyone, in this particular video we'll be talking about the fastest roadmap to become data engineer in 2026. It will be full practical video. I'll be guiding you with step-by-step things, and I have made everything. I will tell you step by step what exactly needs to be done and how exactly you can become a data engineer, a good data engineer in 2026. Those all things will be guided in this particular video, and it is not about the tools key, learn this tool, learn this tool, learn this tool, you become a data engineer. No, that is not how it happens. If you want to become a good data engineer, so these are the steps that you have to follow that I'll be guiding you in this particular video. So let's start. And who am I to guide you? My name is Ronak. I am a senior data engineer, senior remote data engineer, working at a remote company, and it has been 5 years guiding people and working in data engineering. So I think so, and I am also a DataX certified professional data engineer. So I think so I am a good person to guide you. And let's start with the things. So as you can see on the screen, this is the fastest roadmap, how we can become a fastest roadmap. And there is no 2-year theory plan that you have to learn this and theories only you are doing. No, we'll be talking about the real expectations, how exactly you can get through the interviews also when you are going as a fresher or as an entry level person, and or 2 years experienced, you are coming from a different background and coming to this particular field. So those all things also we'll be talking about. So what is a reality check? First reality check is the problem with most of the roadmaps that is happening right now with the people. That is basically that people, every roadmap that you have seen probably, and I am 100% sure that before this video also you might have seen many videos where they are talking about the roadmaps, where they are talking about the tools, that these all things you have to learn and you can become a data engineer. So those all things 100% might be there. So in every roadmap you might have seen probably looks like same, like most of the things are same, and many times what people mistake that people do, that is overwhelming. They make the things overwhelming because they take 15 tools, 20 tools, these kind of tools. They will learn SQL, they will learn Python, then they will go to Azure, then they will go to AWS, then they will go to Airflow, then they will learn any other tool, then any other tool, then next tool, then next tool. That is how they are doing the things. That is not proper, that is not correct, and that is not how you should learn about data engineering, because data engineering is not about only tools. Okay, first you have to clear off all your basics. First you have to learn about these all sort of things, then only you should go to that, because companies don't hire just tool correctors, they really hire for the problem solver. You have to become a problem solver. That is very important. If you can solve the problems for them, and you know about the things, you know about the business scenarios, and you can solve them, then you are the person that will be getting hired. Okay, so you have to be like, you should not be like learning about the tools only. You should be, if you are not having any project proof and not able to showcase your work, so that is what is stopping you to get hired. And no hiring alignment, you have, like right now you are having the skills that is not getting hired, so that also you should be aware about. So I am in the market, I can guide you with all those things, what exactly needs to be done. So basically like these all things, that is what hiring managers actually looking for. So right now what hiring managers, or what in the interviews, because I also take many interviews of data engineering, so I can guide you on that part. That is SQL is just not about the syntax, it is about the real logics. If you are having the real logics, if you know the depth of the things, that is very, very important. Then data modeling, clarity and trade-offs, very, very, very important. Data modeling, you should know that exactly how the tables are connected, how the exactly, if I'll make these kind of tables, if I'll make these kind of joins, how exactly the data will be fetched. And if I make some, right now if I'm having say 50 GB of the table, and in future if it scales to 100 GB, 1 terabyte, so that point also it doesn't fail. The trade-offs, the data modeling, that is why the data modeling is made. Okay, Spark fundamentals are very, very important, because whenever you are talking about distributed systems, okay, so at that point the Spark will come into the place, and you have to like complete those all things. And you have to always make, whenever you are learning, you have to make a end-to-end data engineering project. Very, very important. I have made many videos on that, and you can take that free guidance from there, and you can get the help from there. So basic cloud exposure, very, very, at least one platform. It is not about learning which many people are confused about which platform should I learn. Any one platform, if you are good at, it is easier to learn any of the platform, be it Azure, be it GCP, be it AWS, any kind of platform you can learn and get hired. Okay, and what exactly we don't care about as a recruiter, as a person, as a technical interviewer, that is you are having 10 certificates in your LinkedIn. It doesn't matter if you're able to justify your experience with the questions that I am asking. That is more important. Random dashboard projects you have made. I have seen people like data analyst, mainly data analyst role ke liye whoever are preparing, I have seen those mistakes that people are doing. They're just making dashboard, taking that data from somewhere, just making dashboard. That is not how the things are done. Okay, watching only tutorials and building nothing. You should not do like that. Okay, next thing is basically like 20 now I'll tell you the 20 weeks of execution, how exactly, what exactly you should do if it is a long term good, and please follow this. That is basically how you can become a data engineer. 20 weeks of planning. First phase is about the SQL depth. You have to learn about the SQL core. 1 to 4 weeks, about 1 month you give dedicated to SQL, because SQL is the core of everything, like how to optimize the query, how to learn about the things, how to optimization works, how the querying works, write the queries, practice it on the hacker rank, give a month on that, and then only you will be understanding those sort of things. Next thing is phase 2. Phase 2 is all about like data, like Python for the data, and Python is not ki Python I will learn everything in Python, not required. Only learn the things that are required in data engineering, that you have to learn. Next thing is your weeks, like how much time it will take. About 2 weeks you have to give, and you will be doing scripting, you will be doing learning about pandas, you will be building those kind of ETL pipelines via Python only. That is how you learn about the things. You should not go in depth in the only theory part. You have to learn by basic phases. You have to learn in phases. That is how the roadmaps comes into the place. Next thing is about the phase 3. That is about the physical, like your Spark fundamentals. Very, very important. Whenever you are talking about data engineering, Spark is something, because you are talking about distributed systems, you are talking about big data. So at that point you have to learn about Spark fundamentals. Very, very important. 8 to 11 weeks, about 3 weeks you have to give in this thing, that is distributed processing basics. You have to learn about Spark, how Spark works, what is the memory management. I have made videos on this. We already have videos in this. Definitely go and learn about the things. Phase 4 is all about the cloud basics. You have to learn about 2 weeks you have to give in this thing, that is your cloud basics. You have to learn about deployment, services, any kind of cloud you can pick, be it GCP, be it AWS, be it Azure, any kind of service you can pick up, any kind of cloud you can pick up, and those relevant skill sets you have to learn. Next thing is at the last, after learning all these 4 phases, after completing these 4 phases, you have to complete and do this thing, that is end-to-end project. Very, very, very important. If you are not doing this end-to-end project, how exactly it will help you? That is very, very important. This is very, very important. Your end-to-end project, very, very important, because this will give you that guidance, this will give you that clarity, and this will give you that confidence, basically, that exactly how you are using these tools to get into, like basically I'm learning Spark, but how exactly I'm going to use Spark in my projects, that clarity you are getting. So though that is very, very important. So each phase is very, very important. You have to build small projects, and in the time of 20 weeks you will be able to get through the things, and you will be able to become a good data engineer. Very, very, very important. Okay, that is how you have to do the things. Next thing is basically, that is, if you want to learn about these things from the scratch, from the zero, we already have our end-to-end boot camp. From zero we are explaining, and there are so many freshers, so many people from experience background, from production support, about 4 years of experience, 5 years of experience, getting into data engineering. We have successfully transited them into this thing. They have transitioned successfully with 300% hike, 200% hike. So 100% you can also do it with this thing, and you can become a data engineer. Here you will be learning about Python, Spark, Snowflake, then Pandas, SQL, Databricks, Azure, then GCP. We are adding up, like we have all these things, and definitely you can become a data engineer in next 90 days if you follow these things, because everything is structured and projects are there, proper learnings are there. I have given all the guidance, so definitely you can follow that. Link is in the description, coupon code is in the description, and WhatsApp support number is also there. If you want to get those things, directly ask the questions and you will get that, like directly you can enroll. So that is the advantage you will be getting in this particular boot camp. Next thing, let's go to the next thing. What exactly, how the breakdown should be, what all things you should learn. Let's talk about those things. First of all, whenever you are talking about SQL, what is important? Whenever you are talking about SQL, then foundation, it is a foundation, it is a mandatory skill. You should learn about this thing, and Okay, so you should learn about this particular thing, and very very important, because SQL is a thing, because you will be writing most of the queries by yourself, by writing, like basically you will be doing those kind of things, like you will be learning about joins, you will be learning about Windows functions you have to learn aggregation logics, then groupings, how you have to do edge cases, how you will handle query optimization, very very important, because many of the time we just think about, yeah, like these all things we are done and these things are done, we are not thinking about how to optimize the query. Okay, very very important, because in the real life scenarios, whenever you are working with big data, at that point you have to think about the query optimizations only, because if you write a query and it runs for 1 hour or it runs for 30 minutes, that can be done in 30 seconds or 1 minute. It is not a good query, so optimization comes into the place and you have to optimize those things. Okay, very very important. Next thing is partitioning and indexing concepts you should know. What you can say, what to skips, that real rare theoretical topics that about the what is it, rather than just learning about the theory, better do practice of the query, these things. And in our DataX Bootcamp we have covered all the things, like we have covered the interview aspects, we have a dedicated module for interview preparation, we have dedicated modules for SQL, we have dedicated module for all those kind of things. Definitely you can get into this and learn about the things. Okay, very very important. Then common mistakes that freshers make, that is memorizing the query. Don't memorize the query, don't try to memorize that I'll memorize my second highest salary, how to get the second highest salary. So if the people will ask you the logic, how exactly you are going to explain the logic, that is very very important. And second highest salary logic can be used in many of the cases. Second highest revenue, what is the second highest salary of the employee in the same department, like that, in different kind of department we have to compare. So those kind of comparisons, if we have to do, how exactly you are going to do that is very very important to understand. Okay, so that is how you have to do this. Then ignoring joins you should never ignore, because not understanding many joins and silently multiplying your row and corrupt your output, because many of the times many people have seen just randomly using full outer join, randomly using inner join, randomly using right join. They are not aware about what exactly all the joins means, where to use as per the use case. The question or the business problem will justify you which type of this thing you have to use, which type of query you have to use, that all things you have to justify, that all things you have to tell. Then null blindness, you have to always think about the null blindness whenever you are talking about querying the data, whenever you are querying the business data. So at that point you have to also take or see nulls, because in aggregation joins, whenever you are doing, you will be getting wrong answer because of that. So you have to figure out or correct those kind of things. Next thing is no performance thinking you are doing, just writing the queries and just thinking yes, I'll get the rows, and you will be not right now you are having 100 rows, but this 100 rows can be scaled up to 1 lakh rows, 1 million rows, 2 million rows, 100 million rows. At that point your query will fail. So you have to always think of that particular aspect also, ki exactly here if my query is running, it should be perfect, it should be good, and you have to think about the optimization and the performance also. You have to see those kind of things. And 50 to 60% of the interviews are of data engineering are of SQL only. They will ask SQL questions, very very important thing. Next thing is Python. Python is something that is very very important, and Python for data, not general programming. Right now if you are thinking of I'll do Python list dictionary array padhte uske baad again it goes off, no, that is not how you have to do the things. You have to be very focused. Like data structures, if you are doing, you should be aware about list, dictionary, set, the building blocks of every type of programming you are doing in the data, because every time whenever you are talking about list, dictionaries, JSON responses are in dictionary format. You have to remove the duplicates from the data. You will be doing set on those particular things. So that is how you have to think about the things. Next thing is file handling, very very important. This is the major part. File handling, API calls, basic pandas things you should be aware about. So those kind of things you will be learning about these things, and then only you will be aware, and then when you will building the projects, you will be understanding slowly, gradually you will be picking up the things. That is how you learn the things and all. Okay, next thing is Spark fundamentals, very very important. If you are aware about Spark, you can work on distributed system very easily. Like you are aware about narrow and wide transformations, you are aware about what is partition sizing, how many skewness and all, or if I have to increase or decrease the partition sizing, that how you have to do, how it performs if the sizing is more and less. Then broadcast join you have to aware about. It is a very important technique also, and very very important, basically broadcast join. Next thing is data skewness. Data skewness is something that is very common across the business data, because because most of the time basically you will be getting like skewed data. The number of partitions are there, one partition will be heavily heavily accumulated data will be there. So at that point, that is called as data skewness. How exactly you will solve that? Because this is a very common this thing. Then how to read the Spark UI and all that, you will be it will be asked in this. So basically what to skip, and people get confused between Matplotlib, then ML libraries, machine learning. Not important for data engineering in the start, really not important. Deep theories of RDDs, deep theories of ML things are not important right now in the interviews. Also you should be aware about the Spark fundamentals that I have talked about, and if you do these things, you can become a data engineer very easily and you can get through interviews. Next thing is basically your cloud exposure is very, very important right now, because many of the companies are doing the migrations, many of the companies are working on their this thing, what we say, the enhancement of the platform. So they are using cloud very intensively. So you should be aware about either one of them, like AWS, Azure or GCP, any one of them. So pick any one cloud. If you are working with the like storage, so any one storage you can pick. Basic compute you should be aware about how is the IEM basics, you should be aware about Spark, your managed Spark, how exactly the Dataproc works or Databricks works or EMR works. You should be aware about those kind of things. So very, very important. And if you are just chasing the certification, that certifications can be done after you get into the job also. So that is not very, very important to get a job. Very, very honestly speaking, the project, what kind of projects you can make, the end-to-end project that can help you get hired. First one is the API ingestion. You can pull the data from public APIs. There are many websites that offer the public APIs. From there you can get the public APIs and you can build the project. Layered processing you can do, like raw data you fetched from somewhere, in the raw layer it is. Then clean layer you made. Then you made the aggregated layer, like some kind of Mendelian architecture you can make. So you silver, gold, bronze, silver, gold, these kind of architecture you can make. Then partitioned storage you can make, like these kind of thing. The fourth one is incremental load. Idempotent design you can make, and incremental loads you can make. Very, very important. In the interviews it will be 100% asked about the incremental loads and all. If you are about going for 2 years of data engineer, 3 years of data engineer, very, very important. Then deduplications and all, late arriving data, documentations, very, very important. So that is how you make the things. So what kind of projects can prove you are a good data engineer? Basically pipeline understanding you should be having. If any kind of pipeline is failing, how to debug the things, how to scale the things, how to correct the focus, how to idempotent designs we can make. Those kind of things very, very important to make. So timeline and reality check I have already given you. I have seen people who are practicing and who are preparing for about 1 year, for about 1.5 year, 2 years. They are preparing for data engineering lifelong. They'll prepare. But if you have a structured path, you can get into data engineering in just 3 months or 4 months directly, very easily. And people have done it. I'm just not talking about randomly. I'm giving you a very what we say, this thing. If I showcase you, I will open my Discord. I'll showcase you, because our community have a Discord server and WhatsApp community also. I'll just showcase you how many people have got the offers from different backgrounds. So 300% hike, 200% hike, from a non-tech background to this thing, 4 offers for non-tech background to data engineering, for non-data roles to senior data engineers. So yes, people have done it and you can also do it. If I go to my community here, I will showcase you offer celebration. Here you can see so many people you can see that have got offers and all. I'll just not open the chats because they have numbers also, so I'll not open that. But yes, there are people who have got it. So yes, you can also get it. And don't do these mistakes that I'm showcasing you. Please follow the things, and then only you will be getting through the things, and then only you can get. So this is the correct order. You should be first. This is a non-negotiable. SQL, very, very important. If you are not aware about SQL, you cannot write queries. If you are then you have to go to Python for automating the things, scripting the things. These kind of things are important. Then Spark is very, very important. Then cloud is important. Then at the last, you are making the production level project. So all of the things, if you want to do, I have already told you, we have an end-to-end bootcamp for this. And yes, you can get into data engineering very easily from this one. It is having a GenAI integration also. We have a module of GenAI where basics of the things are there, so that you get an idea of how GenAI can help you to get in data engineering, specifically in data engineering. Those kind of things are there. So these are the proper things, phases I have told you, and all of the things are there. So if you have any kind of issues, any kind of problems, everything is in there in the description. Ask your questions in the comment comments, and if you have any doubts, please reach me out and on the WhatsApp number. Thank you so much. Bye bye.